Tell me why traders start trading in the first place. Why they risk money?
It's just like somebody who bought the lottery. What if I made this? What if this becomes a reality? But once reality hits, dreams go away. But with trading, it's totally different because there is an opportunity every day, every minute. That's why people get addicted.
Ahmed, the CTO and founder of iFunds.
Why people keep trading even after they blow an account?
People mistake making money with having fun. Everybody wants to be rich tomorrow or yesterday, to be exact. So every time you click, and you see the, it turns green or blue and you make some profits, it's just like instant dopamine. You just keep on clicking because you just want dopamine. With every click, it's a dopamine click. Forget about the online influencers and those kind of YouTubers. They're fake. If they were doing really good, you wouldn't really hear about them because if you make money, you just do it silently, not like a full party.
What should be the goal?
5 to 10% is very realistic.
You mean a month or a year?
If you're gonna lose a lot of things because of this, then don't do it. Just let it go. It's not for you. It's fine.
Ahmed, it was a great first podcast we did with you and late in Dubai, and I'm very happy to have you now in Bulgaria in my studio for a second podcast. And I really wanted to make it community driven this time. So we asked the people on socials, YouTube, Instagram, the VIP members for any questions they may have to you. And I will ask you all of the questions.
All right.
Whether you like them or not.
All right, sure.
Before we get to the questions, I want to ask you something that is very important for me as a trader. And I know you've been trading. I know you've been investing. I know you have the experience from the back end of iFunds and the brokerages. Tell me why traders start trading in the first place. Why they risk money.
Okay, so let me tell you why. A lot of people come to this kind of business because they're seeking like excitement. They think they're after, adrenaline. A lot of people want to feel this, like when you win something, it just triggers something in your brain. It's always nice, like I want to be there, I want to do that, I want to, everybody has a dream. Sometimes, like I remember when I saw it and then I was like, I made the, first couple $100. I was like, oh, okay, so if I'm gonna do this now, like this on every day, so I'll end up with, a lot of money, and then like I will start, and it started to expand. So it was really fun in your head, because it gives you the ability to visualize the dreams in more realistic way. But what are the other things? If you work the, the jobs from 9 to 5, so that you have this limited salary, and then like none of those dreams can come true, right?
Absolutely.
So it's just like somebody who bought the lottery, eventually they're just looking at it. This waiting time before the results get out, it's really exciting, and people it's like all the dreams, like you have this period, just take a look at the numbers and what if I made this? What if this becomes a reality? But once reality hits, dreams go away. But with trading, it's totally different because there is an opportunity every day, every minute. That's why people get addicted.
I like the word visualize you said.
Yes.
I started the very same way. I believe everybody started the very same way. Once you make a little bit of a profit, even $10, you start imagining how
exactly
you will make a lot of money. And it's easy, right? We do it with one click from our laptop or machine, or even from the phone nowadays.
Right.
And just the hope of getting rich quickly, I think is one of the reasons people actually lose a lot of money later on, because they visualize, as you said, quick money.
That's correct, 100%.
And probably that's one of the reasons why brokers made the demo accounts through the years, so people can actually simulate that with virtual money, and it's easy because there are no emotions involved. But once you put the hard-earned money, things change. I'm not gonna ask you why people lose, because I think everybody knows a few reasons and everybody experienced losses. My question is more on why people keep trading even after they blow an account, even after they lose money. Why they put money again into it?
Well, that's a big question, by the way. A very good question. So the answer is kind of complicated. I would like to address it from a psychological perspective because it explains a lot. Some people might know this, some people might not, but it makes sense. So we have two parts. The first part is the dream part because everybody is chasing a dream. But after a while, it's not about the dream anymore. They don't care about the dream. It becomes addiction to dopamine. So every time you click, and you see it turns green or blue and you make some profits, it's just like instant dopamine, like rush. But every time you just see the red, you just get angry at some points. It doesn't matter, even if it's like $100 or $200. So, and people actually get addicted to this. They got addicted to this feeling. So now, it's just like you want to get your, your injection of the day. So you want to do something, you just click. It doesn't matter. You don't care. You don't know. You did not read news. You probably did. I don't know. But even if nothing makes sense, you just keep on clicking because you just want dopamine. With every click, it's a dopamine click.
It's a very interesting explanation from this perspective.
This is the way I believe.
Yeah, I absolutely hear you, because I remember back in the days when I was doing manual trading, I felt that way and I've lost money. I've said it in many of my videos, which now I take as a cost I paid to get to where I am now. And that was one of the reasons I started with algo trading, even though in algo trading still there are emotions involved, like when we withdraw the profits, how much we will risk, how many accounts we will open or buy. But even though people get addicted and they want to click the mouse of the buy or the sell, how they should be making money? What's the way to do it profitably in the long term?
Well, I gotta tell you something, I gotta be honest with you. I don't know how to make it profitable in the first place. But the second thing, as I've seen, and I know a lot of people, and I have many friends who are, doing this on a professional level. People mistake making money with having fun. All right. So most of those traders today, they're in it for the, as we said, for the same reasons, but eventually they just want to get rich quickly. And it doesn't really work in this way. The problem with I don't know, but I mean, our generations or the younger generations, everybody today wants to be rich and famous. They think that this is the solution to all of the problems. And with the trading, everybody wants to, be very rich over time, overnight, whatever. And that's why they get into this business in the first place. But making money, like real money or steady money, profits, it's really boring because you have to follow too many rules. You have to be very disciplined. You have to do some analysis, or you have to do lots of work just to gain 5 to 10% probably a month, maybe less. But because eventually it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you risk. So if you, for example, it wouldn't really make sense to make 10%, but you risk 50% or 30%. So your risk should be, I'd say, half of what you aim. So if you want to make if you want to risk, let's say 10%, okay, you can aim for 20% or 10%, but nobody really wants this. Everybody wants to be rich tomorrow. Or yesterday, to be exact.
I think many prop firms, in general, the prop firm industry took advantage of this young generation mentality by offering 90 or 95% payouts, which is so unrealistic. Even you buy an account And I'm not gonna talk about prop firms today at all, but the prop firms that promise huge payouts, and they always find a reason not to pay out, obviously, because it's just no real trading going on there, like we discussed in the previous podcast. And because I know iFunds is grounded to more realistic trading, can you recommend to the beginners from where they should learn, who they should be following, and how they should build realistic expectations from the trading?
Well, that's a huge responsibility, to be honest. First of all, to be honest, I wouldn't really recommend anybody, because those who make real money, they don't appear on social media. None of those. Like I know some people, as I told you, like in the previous question, that they make money and they absolutely have zero interest in meeting people, zero interest in teaching, like other people how to make money or whatever, or sell courses and stuff. So most of those, like, I'm not gonna say like all of them, but I'll say like most of them, like on social media and stuff, they're fake, unfortunately. And they rent the Lambos, they do like private jets and stuff, and all the crazy stuff. But just for the Instagram, just for the show, to convince people, just to sell them courses. Those like courses on, I don't know, like $1,000 course, and they just teach you. They don't even put efforts into those courses, because I do have somebody who came to us who just bought a course for like $1,400. And when I read the course, I was like, okay, so probably you have something we don't know about. And I've been in this business for a very long time. So everything was like, it's not even written, like correctly. Most of the information were just like, they don't really work in real life and the actual trading. And they did not even, respect the brains of those, the buyers. And it's really unfortunate. So I really wouldn't recommend to anybody, but I would say, like, you got to educate yourself, if you have passion about it. The passion is the money. If you can afford, like losing and learning, it's fine. But if you don't have money, then not even think of entering this type of business, because, you're just going to sell everything that you have and own. So I wouldn't really recommend it for the newcomers if they don't have the money. But if you want to learn, you can learn, like read, just get it from different sources. Forget about the online influencers and those kind of YouTubers who just, flex and show off and do all those kind of things. Because if they were doing really good, you wouldn't really hear about them. Because if you make money, just do it silently, not, like a full party.
Absolutely. Quite often our subscribers and plans and VIPs, they just send us videos from other YouTube. I'm sick of these videos. I cannot even watch them because they don't show trading at all. Maybe if the video is 10 minutes long, they will just sit on chart and they will show some past pattern and they will pretend and imitate that they've done a great trade. And recently I feel like I'm even destroying my own YouTube channel because I'm showing more and more realistic trading, and in many of the recent videos I say that 2% a month is more than enough, or 20% a year is more than enough, and how you can make a living out of that actually. And I see just the views drop on YouTube because people are really chasing to see how to double their account, how to triple their account, how to grow an account from $1,000 to $50,000 or so. And what you said, I think is very important, that if people do not have money, they shouldn't really start. And that's the reality. And I said it in one of my previous videos that if you don't have a few $1,000s to lose, you better not start, because you will lose. Everybody will lose at one point or another. If you're not ready for it, you will burn out. You will be mentally, physically destroyed. People get divorced for that.
Of course, or lose their houses.
And quite often newbies are asking how to start with $100 or $200. And I'll just say, buy a book or start learning from somewhere, put this money into educating. And one last question before we get to the questions from the VIP users. What is your minimum not with iFunds, but in general, what's the minimum? I love the idea of iFunds. I'm not gonna hide that. I love the idea. I love the way the last podcast went. I really like the fact that you guys are together with the traders, instant payouts. We can modify the drawdown and the profit split, which is something we haven't seen before. So we're not gonna make it like iPhone's promotional today. I want to talk about real trading with you. What is the minimum people should be putting into trading when they start? According to the average person who has 9-to-5 job, he wants to earn some passive income or hobby as trading. Where's the minimum?
Well, I think if you really want to give this a shot, but the problem is, like there are too many factors that could affect your decision. So if you're disciplined, $500 is fine. If you could lose it, because you will just get a sense of how everything works. Maybe sometimes it's not for you. And as you said, just like with your comment, you're kind of destroying your channel by, saying the truth, which is why we clicked in the first place, because we're after the same thing. So you tell the truth no matter what, and we tell the truth. We like just to be real. We do not because we got scammed before. We got I know how it feels. I said this in the last podcast, I got scammed. I lost a lot of money. I trusted the wrong people. So I know. So for us, iFunds is a bit more expensive than the others, but we're offering high quality. When you want to withdraw your money, you get it 100%. We have absolutely no rejection or anything. So this is not the problem. That's why we're just a bit more expensive, but we know the back end and everything that happens behind the show, it's really expensive, but it ensures that everything will be perfect. So that's why we clicked in the first place. You're saying, the truth no matter what, and this is how it should be, because we believe in the business morals and stuff. So basically $500, as I said, would be enough just to, scratch the surface and nothing more. If you can afford it, if you have the passion, if after the $500, let's say, you found your passion, but only it's conditional, only if you can afford to lose more, then just try and learn. And because it's going to be a very expensive journey if you just want to keep on learning,
You've mentioned the dopamine and the addiction of people that they just want to do it. And at one moment, it's not anymore about the dream they started in the first place. It's not about the goals they have. It's just the desire to keep doing it. And even if they lose money, now obviously if they profit, they're not going to stop, right? I haven't seen a single person that makes, $10,000 profit and say, okay, that's it. I'm not going to do anything more. It never happens. We are humans. We want more and more. But the thing is, when people start small with $500, let's say, or $1,000, as you said, where is the reasonable risk that the average trader should take and accept?
It's really a hard question to answer. It's very difficult, but success is really difficult eventually, whether it's in trading, whether it's in real life, if everybody could really make it, everybody would have been successful, and then there's no poverty or whatever, everybody's happy, right? So everybody is not struggling with daily life and stuff. So success is really a difficult thing. And probably, 5% succeed or maybe more. But, there are factors, as we said earlier. People should follow the rules in order to succeed. But everybody, or most of the traders in our business, it's they're ignoring these rules, Just like in smoking, you see what's on the pack of the cigarette that, there's a warning, but you just, keep doing it.
Yeah.
So here you have rules. So you have to be disciplined. You have to have more knowledge about stuff. You could analyze the charts better. You could, or put a risk management. This is the most important part. And then you will have absolutely different results. So when do they stop? It all depends on how deep pockets they have. Like if somebody can afford like the 5,000 max, like, but you gotta do it in batches, like in $500, like you can try like 5-6 times, 500 each or 1,000 each. And then like, if you don't see it, if you don't see any results, then I think you should have stopped. It shouldn't really be like,
or at least pause for a bit longer.
Yeah, probably. I mean, like,
because then people always want to recover, right? After they make losses, they want to recover. They don't want to let it go like that. They don't want to accept that they lost money. They want to recover, then they just go deeper.
But sometimes it's really good to withdraw from something that is not working. And if you know that it's not working out for you, then like you should just leave it and just find your next gig and stuff. It's not about like, yeah, I get it, but a lot of people, they, like kept on going, and then like they sought to make real, like in serious money, but it's not for everybody.
Absolutely.
Just like I wanted to be a singer, but I couldn't really do it. So it doesn't mean that I have to keep on going and going and going, and then like, because I'm not going to be a professional singer in this case. So the same thing. So you just, like in life, it's all about, finding the next gig. All right. Whatever makes you happy. If this makes you happy, do it, but reasonably. If it doesn't make you happy, if it makes you stressful, if it makes you like uncomfortable, if you're gonna lose a lot of things because of this, then don't do it. Just let it go. It's not for you. It's fine.
Makes a lot of sense. The first question we have from our VIP users and the subscribers is when the challenge version of iFunds will be available.
It was supposed to be rolled out like earlier this year. We did a major upgrade on our system, and we also took the MT5 platform for iFunds. So we had to prioritize some tasks that we had, but it should be out like within a month or like maximum in 2 months. There will be like 2 challenges, different, something, they will love it. It's also like zero risk for the company, but it's a total different approach. I believe that a lot of people will enjoy it because the stress part, like, I don't think there's a stress part in it. Like it will be more fun. People will have like even better trading conditions. They will have like better probability of winning, by the way. So it's different. It's gonna be nice, and I hope people will love it, and because it's gonna change the rules of the game.
I hope so, because I really loved the idea of prop firms at the beginning a few years ago, but then I'm totally disgusted from it, if I have to be honest, with all the prop firms that do not want to pay. And the 4% success rate you've explained in the last podcast makes so much sense to me and my team and our subscribers now, that something different is absolutely needed, in my opinion anyway. The prop firm will be absolutely associated only with scams. So looking for that model. The second question, and there were actually a few questions about that, right. Is iFunds considering to lower the spreads for the algo trading? And I've noticed as well myself that with some of the EAs, they're not so profitable compared with other brokers because of the spreads that are higher with some of the assets.
Of course. Well, definitely. Eventually, as I told you before, we're always on the side of the traders, to be honest. And we always want to give the best trading conditions. And since we took our own MT5 platform, we will lower the spread. We're gonna have even better trading conditions. And we're just trying to make everybody happy. And we hope that they make a lot of money and will be happy to pay.
Okay, but having your own MetaTrader platform will make a difference? How the spreads will be lower?
Well, actually now, like, we're STPing everything to a broker, and then the broker STPs everything to another LP, and so on and so on. So there is like chain, and everybody is like, there is a bridge cost, there are like spread costs, and everybody like, there is a commission down the road. With our MT5, we're just gonna cut a few chains, and then like it will be, like definitely cheaper. So instead of like you're taking from a retailer, you're just gonna take from not a wholesaler, but you're gonna take from the factory itself. So the price definitely will differ. and the conditions and everything. And even I believe that there will be like a lot better than now.
But anyways, this is important for the algo trading, right? Because we are looking for better spreads and conditions because we execute sometimes dozens or hundreds of trades daily. But the manual traders who open a trade once a week or once a day, a few pips difference in the spread doesn't really matter. So I'm looking for the new conditions to apply. The next question comes to the different payment methods, and especially a subscriber is asking about Rise in particular.
We have Rise, we have it for the payout, and also, like, we do have a variety of other payment methods like the Skrill and NetTeller.
Are all payment methods available in all countries?
No, actually, some methods are available for certain countries and others are available
Probably
for...
that's the reason, because we received a few questions.
Yeah.
And we saw the payment methods available on our side, but
Yeah, it depends per country.
Depends per country. Is it based on regulations or?
Well, definitely. It's based on the regulation and also like the PSP itself. Some payment providers do not, or the card processors do not accept cards from certain countries. There is nothing we can do about it. We wish to accept money, in different forms.
A little bit lower, I have a question about the US citizens.
All right.
When US clients will be able to trade with iFunds? Any idea about that, or it's not going to be possible because of
Actually,
the
for the time being, I don't think it's possible, but probably in the future, we're working on a solution and we hope it works out. And we'll be very happy to accept like US-based clients, but for the time being, it's really difficult to do so.
A question I got from our Discord channel with the VIP users is, are you planning to create some kind of contests for the clients like some of the prop firms do? I know in the past, I remember brokers were also doing that, but then they stopped. There were like contests for the demo trading and the top 3 guys get a small live account. I remember participating myself in such, but that was like 15 years ago. And then regulators absolutely blocked the contests as far as I remember. Is that in the to-do list or not?
No, actually, the way we think is totally different. We do not, like those contests, they're designed for marketing purposes. And I don't think it's really fair. And, like a lot of people are putting too much efforts into like this, and then only 1 or 2 or 3 people just make some money. And then the rest is like, they get nothing. For me, I hate contests. Like if they were done in this way. For me, this is just a marketing gig. And it's, I don't know, it's not really making sense to me.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I like the dashboard. You have the leader dashboard you have on iPhones where just people can see how they perform compared to the other traders, but not necessarily for a price. For me, the price in trading is to find a stable trading strategy. When I say stable, again, this is like 2 to 3 to 5% a month, 20% a year is more than enough. And especially when you have many accounts, and if a few make 20% a year, that's a lot of profits, and people don't realize that. And actually, one of my team members today sent me a screenshot. Just last year, we were trading 10 accounts probably, and they were on the website. Well, now there are 140 accounts. And I just realized that we've scaled so much in 1 year slowly by getting another iFunds account, by opening another live account every month, steady profits, trading more strategies, which I think is the right way to go, even for the beginners who should not really chase to make quick profits, because this is how they blow their accounts. And with that being said, as a founder of iFunds, a great project in my opinion, as a trader who lost money, earned money, what should be the realistic expectation for anybody who starts trading? What should be the goal? Not the dream, but the goal, and the realistic income one should be looking at. or the percent gain in your eyes now from all the experience you had through the years?
This question is very, very complicated, by the way, because people in general are greedy, all right? So you don't know what's enough for everyone, all right? Some people, it's like 5% is enough. Some people, 1,000% is not enough, right? But realistically, I think, like with being disciplined and, like with following all the rules and stuff and do the best risk not the best, I mean like at least basic risk management, you should be looking for between 5 to 10% would be really okay. And then you start growing, and because when you grow your capital and then like starts growing, then it goes like this. But sometimes it takes a little while to build like a capital, and it goes horizontally for, I don't know, probably sometimes like years. But once you get used to it, even with you, for example, the first YouTube video you published, it took you actually like a lot longer than what it takes you today. And the quality is totally like different, and everything is different because practice is very crucial. And here is the practice. So, there are protocols to follow eventually. So what I think is 5 to 10% is very realistic and very good. And
you mean a month or a year?
Like a month would be perfect, but a year is like low when it comes to trading. But the way I look at it is like, how much are you willing to risk? So, and then you should be looking at how much you're about to gain, because, high risk, high profit. But how much risk can you afford? It's not about like, I want 100%. Okay, I want 100% too. But how much should I be able to risk? And what a price I should be paying in order to make this amount of money?
So when people start, they should really decide the amount they are ready to lose.
Exactly.
Let's say if I had $10,000 as savings, okay, not risk capital, but savings.
All right.
And I decided to put 10% into that, which is $1,000, right?
All right.
How much of that should I be risking? Because I don't need to risk all of it, right? That's the trading capital. Let's say.
Yeah, that's your trading capital.
Yeah. How much of the trading capital one should be ready to risk?
The answer is not really straightforward, because, like eventually how much money can you afford to lose in the first place? Let's say I want to try trading and I have this amount of money. If I run out of this money, I want to quit trading, okay? And then you take this amount of money, let's say $1,000, and then you just break it into pieces. So I want to try as many times as possible. So if I could open like an account with $50 and I do trade like a cent account, that's fine. With iFunds or other companies, doesn't matter. Then like I want to try this and that, and then like you have more opportunities, because this is a learning curve. Just like when you pay for education. This is the beautiful part, beautiful part about trading. I've learned it this way. There is no school to teach you this. It's really expensive when you lose a lot of money, when companies or brokers don't pay you out and stuff like this. This is all, for me, I told myself, this is how much I paid to get here today, So it depends. So I believe this should summarize everything.
Exactly. Last team building we had with the team, I was talking to one of my traders, and he said something very interesting, that the graph of the lifespan experience of a trader is always down first. And this could be exactly the cost with, the challenges you bought that they didn't pay out, or the money you lost in life accounts. And then you just go flat for a few years, which you just confirmed.
Yeah.
And then, because of all of that experience in the past, because of the lost money, because of the practice you had in front of the screen, you slowly start to rise. And many people, when they drop at the beginning, they just tank, because either they will give everything they could, they will sell their house, and I've heard of such stories from our clients, and they've lost so much money because they couldn't control their emotions, which actually proves that people should be really patient before they can make some real consistent money.
This is how actually life works, but people think with trading because they think of leverage. They think they can hack life through trading. They can, they can hack and live on 1 to 1,000 leverage, the real life, and they just want to be rich. And this is the way they think. It's everything. If you're a doctor, if you just graduated, they're not gonna let you operate on, a patient or to operate a surgery or anything. It takes you years to get there. It takes you lots of practice in everything with everything else. And so in trading, it has a course, and it should, everything should take its course.
While we were coming to the studio in the car, you said something very interesting, that before you used to put a lot of emotions into it, but the last years you're completely relaxed and peace of mind. And I heard you about that one completely because something really similar happened to me. In the last few years, I'm very comfortable with what I do because I know exactly what I want to do, where I want to be. And if we can give some kind of, not advice, but suggestion to the viewers and to the listeners now, how people should feel relaxed and how they can enjoy the trading. Because I believe to enjoy it is very important, and you've mentioned a little bit earlier today that people mix the joy because I do believe that it's not only the money that should be important, because if you think only about the money and the profits, you will lose. 100% you will lose, no matter how disciplined you are. How people should relax while they're doing it, how people should participate in trading and this business with peace of mind.
I believe, relaxing it doesn't really much exist in this kind of business, but the close thing to it is, accepting the facts, to be honest, because, a lot of people, why do they get scared? Probably we're talking more about psychology today, but everything in this business is actually about psychology, whether we like it or not. People really get afraid because sometimes they lose money they cannot afford. And sometimes they see their dreams are slipping away, but they see it in real motion in front of them. When their account is about to liquidate, they see their dreams and everything, and this bigger picture they had in their brains is taken away from them, and there is nothing they can do about it. To answer this question, or actually to provide an answer that is kind of close to, I hope I can answer it. So I believe to have lower expectations or to have real expectations, to be precise. When this is what you lose and this is what you earn, or okay, let's forget about what you earn because the sky's the limit. But at least if you know what you lose, then you'll be relaxed. If you know this is the price of this, then and you can afford it, then it's fine. It's okay. You go ahead.
Absolutely, and I believe and I know from the thousands of people we've talked to through the years, and now with the new brand Algo Trading Academy, where we've put really together the traders interested in algo trading. I've heard so many different stories, and I realized that people jump into trading only with the idea to profit. They don't jump into trading, okay, I can afford to lose that in order to make that. They watch one of those fancy YouTube videos with millions of views, expensive cars, mansions, profits, huge profits without realistic losses in real trading, and they just put their money into it, and then they lose and they get frustrated, and then comes the drama, everything else. So having a realistic expectation, having in mind exactly how much I can lose and I'm ready to accept that loss, will give me the peace of mind.
Yeah, I agree.
For those who watch my videos until the end, and I call them internally in the team the true fans, the people that really want to hear every word. What was your dream when you started trading? Did you accomplish it? And what is the dream from this point after many years into the business, into the trading?
I've accomplished many of dreams in this field, and today, I believe that dreams are taking a different turn. For me, it's really important to create, a risk-free environment. This is what happened with iFunds. And me and my partner, we created different products beside iFund as well.
When I was in Dubai, I was surprised to see that you've actually worked over 20 projects, different ones, really interesting ones. You've showed me a few after the podcast, and iFunds was one of them, which was really amazing to see. And what's the big dream from now?
Now, I'm more relaxed. It's dreams are, I believe when you're more relaxed about things, they just start happening naturally. But the goal was just to create a kind of good environment for the trading, and this is what we did with iFunds. We want a place for traders, and we put our money there as well, and we trade. When we wanted to trade, we know that we get paid. This is a dream that we have accomplished, and we have other things, other products. We don't like risk, so we do a very strict risk management. So we absolutely take no risk in any of our projects. So there will be some coming out soon, and we have already some existing. And I think we're living the dream at some points. After some time and after some years, and you accumulate experience, then you should enjoy living your dream. This is, I think, it.
Absolutely. Ahmed, I thank you very much for joining
Thank you very much.
Podcast. It was a pleasure. I'll be happy to answer all comments down below in the description, guys. Drop anything that you want to ask iFunds. Maybe somebody from your team might also answer any question the people might want to have down below in the comments. I wish you all the best with all the projects, and I really hope that you will always stay on the side of the traders.
Thank you. Definitely, we will do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.